Nuke's patch a couple of days ago promised higher frame rates. Where you'll see these improvements depends on whether your PC is CPU or GPU limited. For example, when testing it at 4K with maximum settings and with 4x anti-aliasing, my PC is GPU limited. The only place I got a noticeable increase at these settings was in Forklift Room, where I got over 20% more FPS. Elsewhere, you're looking at anywhere between 0 and 9%, averaging out at about 3% more, or about 3 frames a second more for me. However, things are different if your PC is CPU limited. Setting the details and resolution to low settings, frame rate increased by an average of 9%, with the largest improvements being seen outside, particularly near CT and T-spawn. For my PC, none of these spots dropped below 300 FPS on the new map, whereas before the lowest was 259. So really, this improvement will help users with slow processors more than it will help those with slow graphics cards. I alternated between the old and new versions of the map 3 times to get an average score for each area, which are the ones I'm going by in this video. But it was interesting to note that when GPU limited, every test was almost the same, whereas when CPU bottlenecked, frame rates in an area could vary by as much as 20 FPS, or about 7%. In other words, if you want to benchmark a map and your PC has a slower CPU, I suggest doing it several times and getting an average of the lot. So what's caused this improved frame rate? Well, let's turn on wireframe and see what's being drawn. From CT spawn, a lot less stuff is being rendered that sat behind the large container thing, which is good, because it can't be seen anyway. Why would we need the riverbanks drawn? In fact, in almost every area I tested, fewer things behind corners were being drawn, suggesting more aggressive optimization. Most of the time this involved props, but sometimes it featured the world geometry as well. The only time this didn't happen was in this area, where a lot more stuff seemed to be drawn, and yet, when CPU limited, frame rate here still improved by 20%. This makes me think that there must be other adjustments to the map, or even the game, going on that we can't see. And the one place where my GPU limited benchmark got a 20% boost, in Forklift Room, not a lot seems to have changed at first glance. But what's this? These windows now look all white and blurry. I suspect that this is because the 3D skybox isn't being rendered, which it doesn't need to be if you're inside, and yet it was before the update. This raises an important point. Does this mean that without it, we could see similar improvements to frame rates outside? Remember, almost every map has a 3D skybox of some kind. Whether you think this sort of distant scenery is worth this sort of FPS sacrifice will be open to debate. I suspect that at least some of the improvements came from removing the railings in A and the crates just outside of CT spawn. They've also updated the metal crates with simpler, squarer sides, probably to improve hit reg. If they can improve gameplay and FPS at the same time, why not? In conclusion, this optimization is welcome and will improve things for all of us in one way or another. Nuke still remains the most demanding of all the official maps, but at least it's also one of the prettiest. And now it plays better with bots too, thanks to Bez the Bot Whisperer suggestions. A big thank you to Kinsey, CSGO Italia and Game Hosting IT for their help in providing service for the D-Infernu playtesting. They've been hit with DDoSing and other horrible things because of it, but have carried on regardless because they're heroes.